Good day, folks. Welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name is Dika, where I share my experience and my knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve. So today I am going to talk about tree stands or even ground blinds and the pros and cons for each type of tree stand or saddle or whatever is out there. So you can make the best choice for yourself based on your needs and probably your budget too. All right, but before I get started, please sub my channel, make some comments, like my videos. I love the comments, all right? So here we go. Ladder stands. First off, ladder stands are probably probably the most popular as far as what people are putting in the woods. They're probably the most affordable also. So a ladder stand is a ladder that goes up to a seat in the tree. It leans against the tree and it's ratcheted into the tree or tied to the tree. It has a brace down on the ladder portion that braces, and it braces up top at the crow's nest area. They're probably the most affordable, and you can buy very, very inexpensive ones that do work, but they won't be very comfortable. You can buy ones that are basically like a lazy boy in a tree, but you're going to spend upwards of $300 or $400 for those. They're all made well. They're all safe. You do get what you pay for. If you buy something that's more expensive, it may just last you a little bit longer. If you're someone who leaves your tree stands in the woods, obviously they're going to get weathered a little bit more. But if you're someone who takes them out, they'll last you some time if you take care of them. They're all made of different types of metal. You can get different lengths too. So you can get one that's 20 feet or 20 feet, 25 feet high. The majority of them are sold right around 15 or 18 feet. You can get a single one that's really, really tight, and it's really hard to stand up and turn to take a shot at a deer. You can get ones that are double or even bigger than that, or 1.5 size ones. But again, you're going to get what you pay for the most part. You can go buy ones like Field and Stream ones. I believe they're like $85, $90 if you get them on sale or some sort of clearance at like a Dick's Sporting Goods or even Academy. Academy sells stuff like that. All right, so those are ladder stands. Ladder stands are probably the most affordable and the easiest maybe to place up in a tree. But it is difficult to do it solo. I've done it. You kind of lean it against the tree and then you ratchet at the bottom and then you take that kind of death walk up and you're swaying all over the place. It's generally a two-person job to get a ladder stand up. All right, so those are ladder stands for the most part. And there's a wide variety of ladder stands. Just like all of these, there's a wide variety of all of them. You kind of have to pick what you like. You have to go through them, shop, see what's in your budget, and then go from there. All right, ladder stands. All right, now secondly is the hang-on stands, which I think are one of the best options for a static stand that stays in the tree as opposed to something that you move around. Now, there are people that use hang-on stands and they walk in with a small, lightweight hang-on and some sticks, and they walk in, pick a tree, and assemble the sticks and everything in the dark. But for the most part, for the people that leave them static, you can hang them. It is a one-person job. It's nice to have a person there to if you have a pulley system or something like that. But most times you take a bungee, you assemble your sticks. If they're sticks that you put together and then you put against, you ratchet them up as you ascend. You put your sticks together as you go up. There are other sticks that are individual and they're spaced in between, but they're done the same way. You put one on, you ascend up it, and then you put another one on, and then you ascend up the tree to your desired height. Then you have your hang-on that you would grab with one hand. A lot of people use a lineman's belt to hang these, so you have two hands free as opposed to just kind of hanging on for dear life on the sticks and then trying to do it. It's really difficult to do with one hand, but since people have discovered the lineman's belt, it has made everything quite easier. So you ascend up the tree to your desired height, and then you grab your hang-on, and a lot of people will take like a bungee or a strap, and they sell straps to gingerly attach it to the tree, and then you ratchet it in or use a pressure belt, whatever works for you. I like a ratchet. It seems to be a little more secure for my purposes. You know, I get scared up in the tree sometimes. So anyway, but there are different varieties. There are different sizes. There are different. The big thing with hang-ons is the weight. There are ones that weigh a ton, like Muddy. Muddy is a company that makes a big, sturdy. They make tree stands. They make, but the hang-ons they're just heavy, but they're durable, and they're going to last a long time for you. Those also range in a variety of sizes and prices, but for the most part, a hang-on stand is affordable unless you're going into like something like Lone Wolf. Lone Wolves are really expensive, but and I wouldn't say they're the most popular, but there's a lot of people that use them, and then it depends on your seat and how comfortable you want it to be. You know, you can get a fairly comfortable seat, but for the most part, a hang-on is. It is what it is. You're not going to get the comfort of a high-end ladder stand or a climber, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But for the most part, you're going to go up a tree, you're going to hang it. Either you're going to leave it for the season or you're going to move it around. But it can be versatile in that aspect. All right. Again, they're affordable. They range from low prices to high prices, depending on the manufacturer that you want. But I don't think that you're going to gain comfort with higher prices. It's just going to be made differently and maybe be lighter. But I don't think there isn't a vast amount of comfort out there in the hang-on stands for the most part. You may get a bigger platform, which offers some security for you as far as turning around and shooting at deer or going to your weak side or whatever the case may be. All right, but for the most part, you're gonna get better quality materials, not necessarily comfort, with your hang-on stands. All right, and there's a vast array of sticks that you can use too. But I like the static ones where they go in and it just kind of goes up as one big piece, and then you sort of strap it into the tree. I like that piece, but a lot of people like the staggered ones. And then there's screw-in steps. The steps that screw in, they're like an L shape, and they screw in, and you kind of climb up how you would, like how a lineman would climb up the first part of a telephone pole. You know, those pegs that stick out. They're brutal if you fall, by the way, if you get jabbed in the ribs with one of those. All right. Next, we have climbers. Climbers are amazing. There are a lot of people. I hunted with a climber exclusively for many years, and it offers the freedom to go in and pick a tree and hunt anywhere you want, at any height you want, at any time. The only thing that is required with a climber is that you need a straight tree. It doesn't matter about branches. As you go, you can saw off branches and ascend. You want to hunt at 5 feet, you can hunt at 5 feet. You want to hunt at 10 feet, 20 feet, 40 feet, whatever you want to hunt at, you can, because it allows you that versatility. There are some different manufacturers, and what it comes down to with the different manufacturers and price comes down to weight, and it comes down to sound dampening materials. Because when you carry these in, they're clunky. They're clunky when you carry them in, and then when you're ascending, it can be clunky and noisy also. There's Summit. I find that Summit is probably one of the better ones out there, and probably one of the most comfortable ones out there. There's a Summit, I think it's called a Viper, and then there's a Goliath. The Goliath is made for bigger folks like myself. But they're clunky. They're clunky. They do fit together well, a lot of the climbers, and then you strap it on your back. A lot of them have like backpack straps, and then, you know, if you want to put a backpack, you can put that over it or whatnot. A lot of people really like climbers. Some people take climbers and they just leave them to whatever tree, and they may move it at, you know, they'll prep other trees. They'll, like when they're up there or whatnot, they'll look at other trees and think that, well, maybe next time I come in, I'm going to set up over there. But a lot of times they'll leave them in the woods. But the only thing you need, like I said, is a straight tree. They can get up there in price, but you're going to pay for comfort too. So as they go up in price, you're going to get more comfort, and you're going to get usually lighter materials, or it has some sort of powder coat on it that dampens the sound as it kind of clunks together when you're carrying it and when you're ascending up into the tree. But some of them are very, very comfortable. I mean, it's like a hammock in the tree. You could really fall asleep in it. They're easy to stand up. They're easy to pivot around. The only con that I see to a climber the only real con is that it's two separate pieces. And if you don't strap those pieces together, you risk losing that bottom piece while you're on the tree. It can happen. It does happen. It has happened to me. It's probably happened or close to happen to a lot of people that use climbers. So it's very important to attach the top piece to the bottom piece with something, because you may be stuck up in the tree and then you got to figure out how to get down. And I mean, you really do have to figure out how to get down. It's problematic. I mean, what I did one time is I just braced myself on the tree and then brought the top down really quick and caught it, and then it got down to the point where I could jump or hang from the top of it. It was awful. But anyway, so those are climbers. Now, I'm going to go into ground blinds just a little bit because it's another tool and another way to hunt into the woods. And ground blinds, for the most part, you can buy crazy ground blinds. You can buy them for thousands of dollars. You can assemble them. You can have elevated blinds. But for the most part, if you're going in, if you're just going to go in, you can get pop-up blinds, ones that you throw them out and they just pop right up. It's a one-person thing. They're really tight. You do lose some visibility when you are in blinds. They're good on rainy days. They're good on windy days. I love ground blinds myself. And when you're on the ground, you're sometimes, depending on where you are, if you're at the edge of a field or the area you are is kind of wide open, then a ground blind is fine. But sometimes if you're in the thick of it and you didn't trim any lanes or something like that, it can be very difficult to see. You're not going to see the deer until they're right on top of you, which still can work. But sometimes you lose your visibility as opposed to being up, right? And then you can hunt the ground. You can hunt just the ground. You can use seats and tree seats. I use something from Fanatic Outdoors. It's called the Lowdown. It's basically like a hammock you put on the tree. And I use like a saddle where your feet are on the ground. You basically use the tree as your concealment. I think that's called the Easy Hunter Sit Drag. I think that's what it's called. I like it. Anyway, so lastly is the saddle. So I'm going to talk about a saddle, but I really have no experience with the saddle. I've never used a saddle. From what I understand, buying saddle products are very, very expensive, more than like the tree stands and whatnot, very expensive. It is a learning curve, and basically what you do is you have a small platform that you ascend with climbing sticks. Some people use one stick. You can put those static sticks, the ones that flat go together. You can put those on the tree and leave them out there, and that can be your saddle setup. But for the most part, the saddle offers you the versatility of being able to shoot around 360 degrees using the tree as concealment. That's all I really know about the saddle. I understand that it's very lightweight to carry in. You have some sort of a harness and then like a bridge and a lineman's belt to start off until you get started. And then it's relatively safe. You're kind of sitting, and then your feet are on a very small platform for, I think that's more for pivoting and stability. All right, that's all I got for you. Sub the channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Be well.